Police are still on scene. Many squad cars directly behind me blocking off this portion of West Ruby Avenue. This space of road was just reopened minutes ago. Take a look. All of this was underwater. They found a man collapsed in the northbound lanes of Humboldt Boulevard with what we now know was a fatal gunshot wound. This is the end of a day where neighbors in this area were told one thing and then another. The Department of Health and Human Services says 2,053 minors are still in custody. We saw one ambulance, but soon we saw 3 ambulances speed into the area, a big commotion. But he did get his 1,000 signatures required to appear on the ballot, and that was before he decided to appear extremely inebriated on tape. Everyone is just trying to escape the heat, and for some it's difficult since many designated cooling sites are closed on Sundays. A 14-year-old boy is found dead after a drowning near East Troy. Crews recovered the boy around 7:30 this evening. CBS 58's Stephanie Buffamonte joins us live. The Federal Communications Commission is rolling back net neutrality rules. People caught with marijuana in Janesville might not be arrested in the near future. Instead, police would issue a citation with a fine. So why is that? Well, take a look at this building right behind me. That, of course, is the new Northwestern Mutual Tower. If you know anything about this place, we are 1/10 of a mile away from the Illinois state border. That's because just one worm from a tiny 2-millimeter cocoon can be the start of a major infestation. What are your Thanksgiving plans this year? What are you up to?
I have to make my famous mac and cheese.
Yes.
We have 42 people coming over.
Kenosha police expect her to be charged with first-degree attempted homicide tomorrow for her earlier attack on a young girl just across the street.
One's up high, this one up high by her neck went in an inch deep, and this one went 3 inches deep.
Dennis Davidson shows the wounds on his daughter's back. They've only just returned from the hospital. The blood is still on the porch from when Josephine Zamora was headed inside to get the gift she almost forgot for a birthday party.
So I was running through here, and I jumped up to go to my house, and then I opened the door and she grabbed my left arm and stabbed me twice and threw me on the couch. I didn't feel anything until the blood started dripping down my back. I didn't even know she stabbed me.
From there, the family says the situation can only be described as chaos.
My wife's in the kitchen with a frying pan telling her to get the hell out of the house. I'm saying, who the f*** are you? She's talking about Lucifer's raping people. So I know she's psychotic.
Another neighbor heard screaming and came in with a makeshift bat.
I pretty much ran her down the street, started screaming at her, drop it, I'm gonna knock your head off. She wasn't listening to us.
Police would respond shortly after. Other neighbors said the suspect lived at nearby apartments. Josephine says she's still processing everything, and even though she's confused, she still made sure her RSVP to her friend's birthday party was accurate.
My mom was on the phone with the police, and I was like, hey, Mom, can I have my phone? While they were doing this stuff on my back.
And what'd you tell your friend?
I was just I just got stabbed. I can't come. I'm sorry.
It's Iraqi police I worked with.
Before becoming sheriff, Jim Johnson served about 14 months in Baghdad with the Wisconsin Army National Guard. That includes Christmas time.
We received these letters from these young kids. I held on to all of them. And then I came across a name that looked really familiar to me. Dear soldiers, thank you for what you all are doing for our country. Best wishes and have a Merry Christmas
from Chris Uselding, a 4th grader at Cedar Grove, Belgium Elementary School in Wisconsin.
It was 2003 when Chris Uselding wrote those words.
Put it in roll call just to mess with you.
I like that.
And Sheriff Johnson actually hired him just a few years ago, way before rediscovering the letter and putting it up at the department as a surprise.
I was thinking I sent it here just because it ended up in the sheriff's department.
I said, no, you sent it to a soldier in Baghdad, Iraq. He goes, really? I said, yeah. You sent it to me.
I was kind of stunned, I guess, that I didn't remember it all, so I was kind of stunned that thinking back.
You got to work all night?
I do. It's crazy to think about that. This letter touched Sheriff Johnson, and he was able to share that with me and keep it for these, all these years.
It makes you realize how small the world is.
I'm here at TNR Dairy Farm, where some of the people here say they're happy President Trump addressed this issue in such a high-profile manner. That said, there still don't appear to be any short-term solutions. There's nearly 200 cows here, milked on the daily, with that all picked up for the producer, Grassland Dairy Products. But those pickups are ending in April. Without a buyer, the farm might have to start selling cows.
We got families, genetic families. All our cows down there go back probably 30 years to my dad's herd.
We need to get some processors take 5 farms. You know, if anybody can take 5 farms, that'll help us out, because there was 50-some farms that it affected down here.
Or, 10, 20 years from now, it'll be nothing but, 5,000 cow dairies and no more family farms.
President Trump today in Kenosha related the issue to bad trade deals.
Because in Canada, some very unfair things have happened to our dairy farmers and others, and we're going to start working on that with Ron and with Scott. It's another typical one-sided deal against the United States.
Oh, no, I don't blame Canada. And we were shipping milk up to Canada, and they've got their own producers up there too. That's what they were looking for. We were shipping it up, but I don't blame Canada.
Yeah, it's been tough. I see my daughter, and I even got 2 grandkids. We both got grandkids. And it's like, no way. We'll find a way somehow.